the non-irrigated stuff is really starting to stress. Morning, everybody. Welcome to Friday. So I couldn't tell you the last time we had more than about a tenth, maybe 2/10 of an inch of rain. It's been a long time, basically since June. So the crops are naturally, the non-irrigated ones, are running out of moisture. Then you add into the fact that, yeah, we made it all of May and a good chunk of June never hitting 100. We're hitting 100 every dang day in freaking August, it feels like. I think today's supposed to be 105. So, crops are starting to dry down. First on today's agenda, let's see if the air compressor wants to run. I thought maybe they blew off the swather and stuff, that's why it didn't want to run. No, the swather's inside the shop, dirty as hell. So why in the hell won't this thing run? Oh. Let's try that again. It's very cold-blooded. Apparently 78 degrees is too cold for it to start on its own. Only took about 6 restarts, but I finally got this thing dusted off. We sampled a little bit of corn yesterday. Probably about a week off yet on it. It's supposed to be in between, I think, 98 and 105 for the next week, so that ought to be ready in about a week. Whew. Alright, fold up the head, go park this out of the way, and then figure out what the next plan is. We're not chopping today, so I'm gonna, not me, we are gonna take a little time, change out the 8-row extension there for the 12-row so I can actually reach the trucks. Try and wash that off a little bit. And then there's a fan on the inside that pulls all the debris off your radiator screen. I'm gonna try and rinse that out because that thing was vibrating like crazy yesterday. Then we gotta figure out the header height sensor because I'm gonna smash that thing if I have to run it much longer. Okay, so there is the fan I'm talking about. So that guy has this hose right here. That pulls all your debris off your screen. Now, if you're Deere and you're gonna copy Claas's design for a chopper, copy the design and just have this run into the transition tube and get rid of that fan, because that fan is junk. You get a little bit of crop buildup in there, it starts shaking, the frame starts cracking. And in order to change it, you gotta take all that off, rip off all kinds of other stuff out of the way. It's a pain in the ass. But, got that cleaned out, kind of. Washed my screen so it's good and clean. Washed the radiator. Washed the spout a little so it'll be easier to take off. Went and picked up the Zern, got it brought home. Blow it off, got a few things I want to work on it. Chopper's still drip drying. I figured I'd just leave that alone till lunch, or after lunch I mean. Cameron pulled up his truck once he got done raking. He's got CB issues and a leak in the hydraulic hose. We'll get the hose fixed at lunch. Kenny and Aaron are working on a culvert project, so we got a culvert that's made up of multiple culverts and a piece of it's trying to collapse. So they uncovered it. They're going to cut a splice off of that old one that's all beat up and just put over the top. Because this culvert, it's not really carrying much water. It's more just a way for the trucks and stuff to get around a low point. So it's not like it needs to be watertight, but it would be nice if it was solid enough not to collapse. Either way, we'll grab a little lunch, see what the plan is afterwards. I know I need to put on my 12-row spout, which Cameron and I got out. We're getting it ready. It'd be nice to fix the header height, but I don't know if we're going to get to it. And then tonight we got a bale. We got about 100 acres of good hay we can bale tonight.
This has been a long, hot, miserable afternoon. I think I saw 106 was our high. Cameron got his hydraulic hose fixed on the truck. Now he's moving the swather back up to the hay shed where it goes. Come this way, notice Chopper has the long spout. We'll just switch on this side. Right there. Chopper has the long spout. That is quite the project. Luckily, the crane makes it a whole lot easier. So here's what we took off. That's what they call the 8-row extension. Then we added from the hydraulic fittings up there to right there where the clean dirty line is. The flapper stays with on the machine. You just change out the metal part. So then this guy will fold right there at the cylinders. Just gets it nice and out of the way. Unfortunately, we did not have enough time to even look at the header height sensor. Turn that guy down. Those things are nice. We need about 4 more of those on a day like today. My 12-row head is still good to go. We got the other 12-row head out of here. I don't know if you guys seen that all spread out in here. Bart finished changing the knives on it. Got all the plastic put back on it, so it's ready to go. Forgetting some. Oh, I'll come back to that. So Glenn's chopper needs transition tube liners, so the part right behind the cab liners are shot, waiting on those to get here. And then the Zern, Bart and I came out here with a hammer, did a little tweaking, got the knockdown bar to extend. I couldn't get it last year, and somehow this year it was loose. It was weird, but we extended it a good 18 inches out from there to there. So that should really help when you bring that down. It'll be way out here knocking down the crop. But yeah, what seems like we got nothing done, we got a lot done that needed done. It's hot. Let's go see what some fields look like. An air-conditioned pickup luxury. Last of the second crop feed is starting to come along. Man, that early planted corn is looking good. I'm really excited how that field looks. I hope it keeps going. Problem is, got this report from the agronomist. All that highlighted stuff, that's more problems. Spider mites are crushing us this year in the corn. Just non-stop. So that'll make like every field treated for spider mites. And then there's also more on there for worms. We've got alfalfa caterpillars. Turns into those yellow butterflies. If you've ever been around hay fields in the fall, you see these little yellow butterflies that are plastered all over everything. Yeah, they're eating the hay. So we're trying to stay ahead of them so we can have a third crop. We're going to see how some Roundup worked on some other fields. Bart's got himself quite the little tunnel here. So we got some good looking early corn, some feed that never seen water, and some feed that never seen water. I mean, out here, that's pretty dang good for never being irrigated. But this is what I wanted to look at. So this hay field I sprayed a week ago, and I ran out of chemical with 1 pass to go. Can you see the random pigweeds scattered out there? And then the rest of the field is clean. That is how it's supposed to work. I like what I'm seeing. There's a few new ones starting to pop up, it looks like, but that's kind of one of those, it is what it is. Unfortunately, I just see a wall of pigweeds in the background when I pull up to our new hay. That's non-Roundup ready. You can see it looking towards that corn. It's a different color in this field and that field. That is a lot of pigweeds. I don't know what we're going to do for that this cutting, because we're not going to be able to chop it again, I don't think. But I have been told there is alfalfa under there somewhere. So the crops are doing all right. We got some stuff doing good, some stuff starting to struggle with this heat, wind, and no rain. And they're calling for 100 degrees basically every day for the next 10 days-ish. We knew at one point this summer was finally going to crank up the heat on us. We got lucky, had a good May and June. July started to warm up, and then now we're hitting August. All heat, no rain. It is what it is. But on good news. So I don't know if I talked about this in the previous video. I'm thinking I have, but if I haven't, I don't normally look like this. You know, like I'm trying to become the next Unabomber type deal. I normally have shorter hair, more of a trim beard. During the end of harvest, it gets pretty long because I don't cut my hair or shave during harvest. But Hector, halfway through spring harvest, said, "Hey, I'll make a bet with you. First one cut their hair or shave loses. Has to buy the other one a 30-pack of Natty Light." 30-pack of Natty Light's like $20 and some change. But I'm incredibly petty, so I'm like, all right, I'm in. He delivered my 30-pack yesterday. Immediately texted the lady that cuts my hair and said, "Any chance you got an opening in the next day or so?" "Not unless somebody cancels, but I'll keep you informed." I'm like, all right, just let me know. I'm ready to get this gone. It's too hot. Either way, guys, with it being 105 degrees now, Cameron and I probably aren't going to be able to bail until about 3 in the morning. So I'm going to go home, take a cold shower, and try and go to bed early. So that way 3 a.m. doesn't suck so bad. See you guys in the next one.